You're listening to Careers and Cocktails, Career Talk with a Twist, hosted by expert recruiter Renee Frey. Let's get this party started.
Hey party people, welcome to Careers and Cocktails. Today I am sharing, and I actually match, so I'm sharing a can of Surly Furious IPA. It's a red can. There's some black and silver on it as well, and some flames behind it, and I'm going to tell you all about the flames. However, my blazer is red as well, so it's a little ironic that I'm featuring Surly Furious. It's red, and my jacket is red as well. So I am originally born and raised from Minnesota. If you can't tell from my thick accent, no matter where I travel in the globe, people always say, "Are you from the Midwest?" And I have to laugh because I have very long O's, and I know when I'm standing next to someone from Texas, my accent seems and sounds even stronger. So let's get down to business. Surly started in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Speaking my language, my hometown, the Twin Cities of St. Paul, Minneapolis. And I took a tour there recently with my mom and my sister, and my mom is deaf, so we had the Coda brothers interpret, and they did a whole tour for deaf people, and it was incredible. So we got there, the parking lot was packed. It was the busiest they've ever seen on a Monday night, which is incredible. It was busy everywhere, people drinking beer. They have a beautiful restaurant. They have great food, and they have a pizza area upstairs, and just awesome to see the big vats of where they brew the beer. So I found out during that tour that they named it Surly because they were mad, and that's sign language, mad about not being able to find high quality beer. So they set out to do it themselves. And boy, have they gotten a recipe right, because now they've expanded beyond just Minnesota. Now they distribute throughout the Midwest, and they've got some awesome varieties and some really fun names to boot. So we're going to crack this baby open. And Surly is more known for canning versus bottling. And I actually got to see where they were filling the beer on the line, which is near and dear to my heart because my company, TalentQ, places distribution and supply chain leadership all across the nation. So it was phenomenal to see the operation and the hundreds of bottles cans being topped and packaged. Just an incredible experience. And if you're all in the Minneapolis area, I believe it's on their website. You can just schedule a tour date. So they fill up fast. I know that for sure. On that trip, I did pick up a Surly Brewing Company glass. And if you know me, I am addicted to various glassware, kooky glassware, stemless martini glassware. I have a glass for everything. So of course I'm going to have the glass for the Surly. So let's pour it in. And I have my glass tilted slightly because I don't want too much head on the beer, so I can enjoy it right away and there's not a lot of foam. So I'm pouring it in. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful dark caramel color, and there's a little bit of foam on the top. Perfect. Let me taste a sip. Cheers. That is one of my most favorite IPAs. And they also make one called Axeman that is super delish. Has, to me, a little hint of mango on the end there. So it's delectable. Today, I'm going to talk about the most cost-effective way to recruit employees to your organization. And you're thinking, Renee, there's no cost-effective way to recruit people to my company. I have to post an expensive ad on Indeed, LinkedIn, Monster, Career Builder. I have to constantly be pushing it out on social media, pushing it out on LinkedIn, pushing it out on Facebook that I'm hiring, right? Well, let me let you in on a little secret. Who's heard of team member referral programs? If your company doesn't have one, or if it's not ignited and alive, you need to reignite it or you need to create one. And here's why. When employees reach out to their friends who may not be looking for jobs, and those are all the people we want the people that aren't gainfully employed. We want the best and the brightest to join our organization. But how do we go about finding these people? Use your existing team. When you have a strong team member referral program and you're constantly talking about it and communicating it to your team, and it's like a topic every single meeting or monthly, it will pay off in dividends. And a lot of team member referral programs are very structured. So here's how you submit a team member referral. Here's how your team member referral can reach out to you. And what I would tell you is this. If you have a critical opening on your team today, I would sit down with your entire team, one-on-one if possible, and that might take a lot of time if you have a large team. But I would sit down and say, hey, we have a software developer opening and we need someone who develops in .NET. Who have you worked with in the past that you adored, that you admired? And when you ask them that specific question, it might trigger people for them. Now, a lot of times people on the spot can't remember specific people. So better yet, you could have their LinkedIn profile and go through some of their connections who might have that .NET skill set and say, what did you think about this person? How do you know this person? What I call that is jogging, like jogging their memory to surface the people that they used to work with. Then, if your employee, say her name is Jane, remembers Bob over at XYZ company, she can reach out and say, hey, we have this awesome opening. I work for the best leader. You should check it out. Let me know if you're interested. I'll get you submitted as a team member referral. And what does that do? Most companies elevate their employee referrals to the highest level, meaning there are standards in place to reach out to these people or to review their resumes if they apply to a position. I remember at Target Corporation, I had to review those resumes within 10 business days and figure out if I was going to move forward with them for an interview or not. So you are guaranteed, almost guaranteed, to have your resume viewed by somebody if you're submitted as a team member referral. So going back to this scenario, you're asking your employees to jog their memories about who they've worked with in the past and who they would vouch for. Then you've got to reward your employees for surfacing those individuals, right? Some employee referral programs are as small as $250 of the clients that we work with. Some are as large as $8,000. Granted, you have to do what's in your budget for team member referrals and what is within compliance standards for your organization, but damn right you better reward those people for surfacing them, because if you pay somebody $500 in a team member referral bonus for your next hire, you are saving a tremendous amount of money. In addition, you're almost guaranteed someone who's going to fit into the culture and someone who is going to be a superstar because someone else vouched for them and they might be working together. So talk about getting great talent, passive talent, the high flyers at other companies. Tap into your team and utilize them and the resources they have because they know people. And those are the people you want to hire. Now, on the flip side, if you're a job seeker, how do you become an employee referral? It's simple. you go on to LinkedIn or Facebook and you start researching where some of your buddies work or your previous colleagues or some people in your network. Where do your connections work? And then you figure out, okay, this is a company I want to work for. And then you reach out to the individual that works at that company and you say, hey, Bob, I would love to learn more information about XYZ company. And by the way, I'm ready for my next challenge. Do you know of any openings there? And you'll start the dialogue, because a lot of times people shy away from reaching out to somebody because they're like, oh, I don't want to bother them. Oh, they don't want to help me. The truth is, everyone wants to help one another. And if it's been a year since you've talked to someone, they will be delighted to hear from you. I guarantee it, especially if you flatter them. So in your intro, your phone call or your email or your Facebook message, and you say, Bob, I loved working with you and I'm so sorry we fell out of touch. You know what? I'm reaching out because I've always admired you and I know you work for an awesome company and I'm ready for my next challenge and I'm curious, what do you know about this job opening? And that will open the dialogue. And then you can say, hey, can you do me a favor? I don't know if your company has an employee referral program, but I know that if I'm tagged as a referral, I'm most likely going to be seen and evaluated for that position. So could you send my resume to the hiring manager and copy me? Because then I can follow up with them and I don't have to bother you in the future. Or get the instructions from them. How do I submit myself as an employee referral through your portal? How do I connect us so that you're given credit if I get hired? And all of those things can help you elevate yourself to the top of the applicant pool, because in this competitive market, and I tell you, I worked at Target Corporation where some of the requisitions I was managing had upwards of over 500 people applying. Granted, they weren't all qualified, but that's the kind of competition that you're amongst if you're a job seeker. And so you've got to stand out. How do you do that? Reach out to the people that you know in your network. Be proactive. Don't be scared. Take the first step, and I guarantee it, you are going to be seen. You're going to land 10 times more interviews, because that black hole where your resume is amongst those 500 people I just talked about, that is the black hole. And if you are connected to someone at a company that you want to work for and they can vouch for you, and then they're going to get maybe a cash bonus for it, win-win situation for all. Now, going back to the hiring leader with the team and the people start bubbling up employee referrals, this isn't just a one-time thing. What I say is reward the people in a setting with the entire team in public, award them for their referrals. We used to do these big checks that showed the amount, and we would give them to them at a pizza party, thanking them and asking, how did they think of this person, and yada, yada, yada. If you blow it up and you make a big deal about it, then your people are going to constantly be thinking about employee referrals. So keep your employee referral alive, keep it ignited, because that's the most cost-effective way to find people for your team. And for the job seekers, always be submitted as an employee referral, because you will be seen. You're going to get more interviews. That's all I have today, folks. Hiring leaders, please go to careersandcocktails.com. I have a free ebook on hiring the best talent. Job seekers, I have a published book called I Hate Mondays. You can go to the same website, careersandcocktails.com, to find out where to purchase it. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss an update. Cheers!